Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to be sharing with you guys a little bit of a life update. So 3 months ago, me and my hubby conceived in December. So I found out though that I was pregnant in January because my period was late, or my cycle was late. So I bought these home pregnancy tests. I think they're called like pre-mom, and they have like 20 or more pregnancy tests in the pack, and they're just like urine strips. And I took one and I got 2 lines. Like, me and him already knew I was pregnant before I even took the test. It's just like, I don't know what it is about taking a test. I kind of like doing it, honestly. We already knew. But sometimes I'm more so in denial. He's never really the one in denial. I was kind of in denial about it. So I was like, let me just go ahead and take a test. So very early on in my pregnancy, I already knew I was pregnant. So that's really, really a plus. Usually in my pregnancies, that's how it goes. I'm pretty in tune with my body and understand my cycles. So I was feeling like, before I took the test and found out for sure that I was pregnant, I was doing my normal routine of like my little workouts, I don't know if you guys know Grow with Joe. I like doing her workouts sometimes because they're super easy, and you know, it's something easy that I can do. I like doing her workouts and Nourish Move Love's workouts. I have like Nourish Move Love is a little bit more on the difficult side, whereas Grow with Joe is more easy. And I was trying to do her workouts. It was just some easy cardio, and I was so out of breath, so tired, feeling like, oh my god, I'm not myself. Like, I don't know who that lady is trying to do these workouts, but I can't do it. I just cut it off. I was like, I can't do it. So that was like another sign amongst all the other signs, which was my period was late, and I was noticing the type of discharge that I was having. My cats keep trying to enter. Get out! Get out, kitten. My cats are so strong, they can open up my bedroom door. So yeah. So that's how I found out I was pregnant. Took a test. Already pretty much knew, but really solidified it for me once I took the test. But it was very early on. This is like the beginning of January of 2023. And I was feeling really, really good. Like, I was drinking my pregnancy tea. I have a very highly dense, highly vitamin and mineral dense herbs that I take for my pregnancy. And I was taking those religiously for the first like 3 weeks in January. And, you know, I was feeling really good. I was like, wow, am I actually going to go through a pregnancy and not feel morning sickness? Because normally my morning sickness is crazy. Really, really crazy. Normally my morning sickness is like bad. Okay, so I was thinking, oh my god, I'm about to get away. I'm about to get away and I'm about to not feel any morning sickness with this pregnancy. Was I wrong? Okay, boy, was I wrong. So I had like 2 to 2.5 good weeks of feeling amazing and just being happy in my pregnancy. I was feeling really good emotionally and physically too. After 2.5 weeks went by, that's when my sciatica, I mean, it never went away. If you watch, you got to check out my previous video from 3 years ago that I uploaded on this channel about my second pregnancy. And there I discuss my journey with sciatica, that issue. That never went away from me. So unbeknownst to me, if you're a woman who's had sciatica in a previous pregnancy, or SD, which is sacroiliac dysfunction, like me, it's gonna cycle back around in your second, third, fourth pregnancy, whatever. that's basically what I've heard on the internet and what I've read. I don't know if that's exactly true, because to me that just sounds ridiculous. But for me, that's what's happened. So after 2.5 weeks of bliss, I was really, really going through it with morning sickness. I couldn't eat, I couldn't eat anything. You know, I would try to eat different stuff like Virgil's root beer. That was like the only thing I could really drink, sadly. And what else was I eating? I could eat eggs. Eggs was good for me. I hated the smell of turkey bacon. It was just awful. I couldn't stand that. And it was more so like I really needed to eat what I was craving. So sometimes I would try and feed myself things like a salad. But if I ate a salad with no meat first at the beginning of my day, I would throw that salad up. It's my baby was very, very particular about what I was gonna eat and what order I was gonna eat it in. So, and I don't eat wheat crackers, but I tried. My mom had bought me some West Indian cream crackers to see if that would help me. That really didn't help at all. Normally people say eat some crackers, but that didn't work for me. Different things work for different people, but that just wasn't one for me when I was going through my morning sickness. Also, if I ate something with too much sugar, so if I ate too many of those root beers, then it would like create phlegm in my throat, which would cause me to feel like I needed to throw up, and then I'd throw up. If I didn't eat early enough in the day after getting up, I'm throwing up. So, you know, it was just very, very tiring. And all throughout this stuff I was still working. Because even though I'm a stay-at-home mom, I still do work. I still do a little bit of work. So it was very, very difficult for me. And I'm so glad the first trimester is over. I'm appreciative that I am pregnant, but going through going through the first trimester is really, really difficult. So I'm glad that I made it through. It really was just a cycle of understanding what I can eat. Popcorn was good for me. I would eat popcorn and hot sauce. It's like my thing, you know. And it's my little kitten at the door. She's meowing up a storm. So yeah, now though I'm in my second trimester, I'm 21 weeks pregnant. I'm going to show you guys a baby bump. I'm going to show you guys a clip of my baby bump later, but yeah, I'm 21 weeks pregnant. And as of right now, I do feel better. I'm not going through morning sickness like how I was with my first pregnancy, but at this time I would have still been throwing up. So luckily I'm not going through that. I feel much better. I have more energy. But the SD, cyclic dysfunction, still whoops my behind every day. I really try and be as active as I can. But oh, I forgot to tell you guys that in the first trimester I went to go see a prenatal chiropractor in my area, and I didn't even know that was a thing in my second pregnancy, because if I did, I would have totally went to go see a chiropractor to help me with my sciatica. It really, really does help to go. My chiropractor said that my pelvis is really, really tight, and that my legs is like offset. It's not even, because of the tightness in my pelvis is causing like my hip muscles to kind of like be offset. So in my first trimester, I was going to him once a week. But as of right now, I'm definitely going to cut down a little bit just because of the wallet. Right now, like, it takes a toll to go every single week, but I'm definitely going to try and maybe go like every 2 weeks or something like that. So I'm definitely due to go back very soon. But yeah, I definitely say if you have sciatica or SD, definitely for relief until you can become stronger and have time to do workouts at home, definitely go see a chiropractor, because it does help. And before I move on to talking about like how I feel right now, my second trimester, I want to talk about that a little bit more in depth, because like that's something I've been struggling with really, really hard. That's the reason why I don't really put out a lot of content. It's the reason why I haven't really been posting. Like I just haven't been feeling good because I'm in so much physical pain concerning like my back and my tailbone and my coccyx bone. So a lot of the times I will be in a mood and I won't feel good because my body doesn't feel good, so I just kind of have to push through. Like I was telling, oh well, the other night, like I just feel like I just be dragging myself across the finish line every day, trying to just do everything I'm supposed to do, cook, clean, go to work. That's something I've been going through, and I felt like maybe it would be good for me to go see a pelvic floor therapist concerning the issue. Maybe I could get like more in-depth evaluation. I honestly ended up regretting it. Okay, I don't know where I ended off at. I think I was talking about my regrets going to get an initial evaluation by this physical therapist. No, not a physical therapist, a pelvic floor specialist. I found them on the internet in my area. So I initially made my appointment, I think maybe in like April, the beginning of April, but I had to work, so I had to push my appointment to like May. What I didn't like at first is that it's kind of gimmicky. They really want you to have this sense that the lady is super busy and you're going to need to book 3 appointments, your initial evaluation, and then your follow-up appointments, not even knowing if you and the lady are even going to be a good match for each other. I didn't like that, and I was kind of new to the whole thing, so I didn't realize that in their policy, I feel like they're trying to trap you into paying in case you forget to show up or that you have an appointment. Because if you don't come in, they'll charge you or whatever. You know, I did not forget, but I didn't like that. I didn't forget to show up. So I had to push my appointment forward a couple of, like 2 weeks or something like that. So I showed up, and the lady's loft was in a really nice building with some other people's businesses. You know, to me, I would call it like a flea market of entrepreneurs sharing a building, and everybody has their own little loft to provide their services to people. So a little backstory before going. Oh well, I didn't really feel like I needed to go, you know, but I felt like I wanted to go there because I thought I was going to get some more information and stuff like that. So I ended up going. The appointment cost $225 for an evaluation. Keep in mind that the chiropractor costs $45 for each appointment, including your first evaluation. So I'm thinking like I'm about to get some super in-depth like information that I don't know about myself. I don't know. So, you know, the lady was explaining the pelvic floor to me, and a few things I can say like I didn't know, but majority of the stuff she was telling me I already knew. So we did a external exam and an internal exam. The internal exam wasn't so bad. She literally kind of just took her finger. She didn't stick it all the way up inside. She really just put her finger at the, I think if I'm not mistaken, it's like 4 main pelvic muscles in the pelvic floor, and she like pressed on those to see like what my reaction was, if I'm in extreme amount of pain or is it no pain or whatever. So basically at the end of it all, we were able to find out that obviously I have a very tight pelvis and a weak pelvic floor because with her internal evaluation, all the points that she touched hurt. Even though I don't pee on myself or have incontinence or trouble using the bathroom, because it is hurting and it's so tight, that's considered like weak in a sense because it's too tight and it needs to relax. So I have to work on doing exercises with my pelvic floor that enhance relaxation. Okay, now what I will say is that what made me feel like I really don't need to go back here is, number one, we were in there for like 30 minutes, and almost after every sentence, this lady's asking me, does that make sense? Do you understand that? Like, I don't know. That just really is super annoying to me. Maybe it's me. Whatever. I don't like that. Especially if I'm telling you that, yeah, I get it. And our vibes just didn't match. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really think that she needs maybe some more like customer service training or something. She wasn't personable with me. Also, like, when I started asking her about like what is the type of exercises that I can do, the stuff that she was talking about is literally stuff that I can find on YouTube and just heal myself from doing the exercises that I see off YouTube, concerning like breathing, the diaphragm, and strengthening my buttocks, core, and my hips and legs. That's really the issue there. Those areas are weak, and it's causing my pelvic floor muscles to also be weak, and then pregnancy on top of it doesn't make it any better. So I really just felt like I kind of wasted my time, or not time, but my money a little bit, because I already knew I was weak, but I guess I knew more, like exactly how I'm weak. I already knew that my pelvis was tight. So this is kind of like I really, if I could go back, would I go? No. That if someone was to ask me. So moving on to my second trimester and how that's been going. I'm only 21 weeks, and I have a lot more energy. My SD, so I call it dysfunction, and my sciatica still kicks my butt. It's really difficult to sleep at night. Like, I really want to get a pregnancy pillow so I can sleep better, because pretty much I just be tossing and turning trying to get comfortable. Surprisingly, sleeping on my back alleviates a lot of my pain, very surprisingly, but only for so long, and then I start tossing and turning again. As of right now, I can say that I'm not proud of my eating habits as of right now. Like, I'm not eating McDonald's, I'm not eating anything like that. For me, since I would consider myself to have a pretty strict diet compared to most other people, me eating things with more sugar in it is me being like ashamed of how I'm eating. Like, for example, if I'm having a piece of chocolate and it has sugar in it, or if I'm eating, what other stuff that may have some sugar in it? Oh, these delicious vegan Rob's puffs. They're so good. I think they're the cauliflower flavor, but they have cane sugar in it. And it's like, eating those types of things is really something that I want to eat. Or even like pizza. I've added pizza. I haven't had it in like a month, I think. But I was eating pizza way more than I normally do. Because at first I just was craving it, and then it became an easy thing to eat while I was out, while I was working. But now it's like, no, just go get a salad, put some meat on it, you know what I'm saying? There's healthy choices all around me because of where I live, so there's really no excuse. So I felt bad about those choices, like buying chips instead of buying slices of watermelon. Like, I always buy slices of watermelon, but then there's a point where I just really wanted some chips. So I was like, oh my God, I really want some potato chips, and I bought them, you know, but they weren't the boo-boo potato chips. They were like Siete potato chips, but it's still potatoes in fried form, which you don't need to be eating a lot of that. So even though it had good oils, avocado oil and stuff like that, I still don't feel good about it. What I have been cooking and making, I want to make a video and talk about my sourdough starter. I just want to make a video and talk about my sourdough starter. Like, I'm a geek for sourdough starter. I'm a geek for birthing information, sourdough starter, natural home birth, and hair stuff and makeup. Like, those are all things that I geek out about and I'm a little nerd about. So my sourdough starter was in the fridge, hadn't been fed for 3 months. Okay, and I'm not going to go into it super hard because most people maybe just want to hear about my pregnancy stuff or whatever. Maybe just a second video for that. But basically, it hadn't been fed for a long time. And I am refeeding it and going through the process with it so I can be able to make some biscuits and stuff like that for my family, because I haven't really been cooking a lot, but when I do cook, it's in really large batches. So me getting back into the kitchen is me feeling more like myself again. Even though it is pretty tiring, I do enjoy the taste of my food, and I like not having to wait on someone else to make me something. So I think the last big batch of food I made was a big batch of curry chicken and chana and some white jasmine rice. It feels really good to be able to feel good enough and have enough energy to get back into the kitchen. My nativity day, also known as a birthday, is next week. And I really don't know what I'm doing. I really want to just go out on a date with a well. That's what I'd like to do. I'd really just like to go out on a date and have some time to myself. What I've been studying a lot on, and at this point I want to switch gears and talk more about birth. I feel like I've talked enough about my pregnancy right now. I'm 21 weeks along. You guys know how everything else is going. If you guys have any more questions about my pregnancy, you go ahead and drop it in the comment section. What I will say is that, like, a lot of the different ways that me and my family think, like my close family, me and my husband think, is very different from other people in regards to pregnancy. So I've been feeling more like I want to be private about, you know, my decisions or our decisions about how we choose to raise our family and, you know, conceive and go through that journey. You know, I'm very much more self-aware and educated on pregnancy and stuff like that. So I'm gonna have another video to explain more and more what I mean by that, and to share freebies with you guys in the description to talk more about my pregnancy and how it is going to be going in the future and the type of birth that I'm going to have. But as of right now, let's just get into the birth, or talking about that. Okay, so if you don't know, all of my births have been natural home births with midwives. So this time around it's going to be a bit different, and still going to be a natural home birth, still going to be at home. I'm not sure yet. I know I definitely want to have a water birth, but if I don't, it's not a huge deal, because I think I threw away my water birthing tub because I had it in my house for so long. It was just clutter, honestly, because I hadn't been pregnant for the longest time, so I think I tossed it. So there is a birthing kit that I want to buy from, I think it's called Precious Arrows. I'm not sure, but I will leave a link in the description box for any other pregnant moms who are looking for a birthing kit that they can buy for themselves and not have to go through a midwife in order for the company to send it to them. So I think it's $91. So I have to buy that. And I know people are like, well, it's kind of early, right? You're in the second trimester. I want that birthing kit right now because I want to go through it. I want to get familiar with it. I want to touch the stuff. I want to look at the stuff, you know? And also I am gathering up herbs like mother's wort and basil. I want to have all of my tea blends for after birth already, like in a satchel, so to speak, or like in the tea bag, so that my husband could just easily make the tea for me. So I'm really looking to be more like, what's the word I'm looking for? Proactive. Because last time I did have my tea pre-made, but I didn't have enough of it pre-made. I should have pre-made way more tea last time for my second birth. And the same thing with meals. I'm, like I told you guys, I cannot stand up for long periods of time. So I'm really going to have to start doing my freezer meals, start filling up my freezer probably by like the end of July. Start making meals and filling up my freezer, because it's not something that I can do in one day. Like, I am so amazed at the mamas who can cut on that camera and cook with you all day while they're pregnant you know, doing those freezing meals, but I just can't do it. If I could, I would, because I'm that type of person, but I can't. Okay, I would be really physically hurting afterwards. So it's gonna be something that I have to do for a time period, to fill up my fridge or fill up my freezer, and to help me prepare for birth. So that is something that's on the back of my mind and something that I think about, and I write notes about it. If you guys are wondering, like, am I doing a gender reveal? Am I doing any of that type of stuff? No. Honestly, I don't see the point in doing a gender reveal, whether I knew the gender or not. It's just not something that I care about. It's not something that I care about. And also, I don't want to know the gender until the baby is birthed. That's always been a fantasy of mine since my first son and my second son, but I wasn't able to do it because I was being a people pleaser and wanting to please my family and the people around me who just wanted to know the gender of the baby. For me, I don't need to know. I am okay with myself. I'm okay with knowing that I'm growing a beautiful baby inside of me, and when it's time for me to find out what gender the baby is, it will be a surprise. And then I can go buy, like, I guess, gender specific clothing. As of right now, if anybody wants to buy me anything, I just tell them to buy something white, buy something yellow, buy something just with animals on it that it doesn't have any kind of like specification as to who it's for. Just buy white. You know, that's what I tell people. But I don't want to know, and I just want to keep it as primordial as possible, as primordial and as traditional as possible, in regards to my birth and knowing the gender and all that. So in terms of a baby shower, I would love a baby shower. I really would. I prefer if someone was to throw it for me, because as of right now, I'm really, really busy. I don't know if you guys know, because I don't really talk about it a lot, but I'm a homeschooling mother. My oldest son is transitioning from elementary school into middle school, and we have to get him ready for his tests. And I have to get his diploma, and I have to get his pictures taken and everything like that. So, and then also on top of that, bless his heart, I'm going to have him still be doing schoolwork through the summer. You know, like summer learning. So all that is what I have to do. And it just, to me, trying to plan and think about a baby shower and how am I going to feed people and all that, it just is making me feel very, very overwhelmed. I can ask for help because my family, I'm sure my mother would love to help, and Oel's mother and his sister, they're just like sweethearts. I'm sure they'd love to help if I was to ask them. So maybe it might be something I do, maybe not. It doesn't really matter to me, you know. It would be nice to have a baby shower though. I'm not gonna lie. It would be nice to have a baby shower. With my second child, I did not have one. With my first child, I did. I had a big baby shower, and my family helped me, and we served food. It was amazing. We gave out gifts, but it is tiring. I will say that. Entertaining, it is tiring to say the least, and expensive. But you are getting something in return, which is the loving memories of everybody coming together to celebrate the birth of your baby. But honestly, I was telling my husband that I would like to do something more, I guess, non-traditional than a baby shower. I want to do something more intimate with me, him, and the children, so that they can kind of get acclimated to having a new brother or sister, and also feel included in it as well. So I'm not sure. We'll see, like I said. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this time with me, sitting here talking about my life update, my pregnancy, my first trimester, my second trimester, and birth. So I'm gonna have a new video, so make sure you stay tuned for that. And also, check out my blog. It's going to be linked below. It's called agoodwife.net, and there I have recipes. So make sure you go ahead and check it out, and follow me on my Instagram and on my YouTube channel. And if you like to be on Facebook, I have a Facebook page as well, and I post whenever I have a new video on there or whenever I have a new blog post. So I love you guys, and I appreciate you so much for spending this time with me, and I'll catch you in the next one, okay? Peace.